Hey guys, BaldEagle here with Fx4. Thanks again for stopping by. So in this video, what I'm going to go over is maintaining and cleaning your reels. So I was out fishing a pond the other day and realized that one of my reels that I was using was not actually reeling as smooth as I like. It's starting to stick a little bit and it's pretty gummed up on the inside. So it's been about a year, maybe even 2 years since I've cleaned it. So we're going to do a quick video on how to clean that reel. But before that, please do me a favor. I know you want to. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button down below for more videos like this, so that way you get notifications on any new upcoming video. And let's start tearing this reel down. Thanks again. Alright guys, so to get you started, here's some basic essentials that you'll need. Obviously, we're going to need to strip off all this line here. So if you got a line stripper or something like that, that tends to make it a little easier. Obviously, please take this and recycle it. A couple toothbrushes, small mini screwdriver, as we're going to take some screws off, some reel oil, tweezers, needle nose pliers, Q-tips. Here's just a dish I've got some rubbing alcohol, which is what I use to clean it. As it dries up, it doesn't liquidate, and it also doesn't leave any residue. And then some Q-tips and some cotton swabs. So that's pretty much the utensils you need. I like to lay everything out on a towel, and then as I start to take apart the reel, I'll start putting my parts out in order, so that way I remember how to get it back in. So I'm not going to do a complete reel. I'm not going to take the reel completely apart, but just enough to start cleaning out those gears, get that gunk out. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so I decided I'm going to use some of that older line on there as backing. On this particular reel, and all reels are different, but on this particular reel there's a push button release in order to get to the braking system. So you push it and twist. So obviously where we're going to start cleaning, we're going to start cleaning this out in here. We got to remove that ball bearing that you see down in there, and then we're going to pull out the spool. Here's this particular reel's braking system there. So again, you've got another ball bearing here that we're going to remove, take out, and clean as well. And then we're going to take off these screws here in order to get into the housing and start cleaning off the gears that are within inside. So let's get on to that. Alright, so as you see here, I am starting a line and I'm putting everything as I'm taking it off in order as to how it needs to go back on. Now keep in mind, as you can see, this part here, see how the angle of it is in order to verify exactly how that goes back on. So we're going to go with the hump up and place it right back down. Just unscrew the drag. Again, placing it down the exact same order as you are taking it off. This will help getting everything back in order the way it is. Again, take a look very closely as far as the order that we have here. These will be cleaned off as well. And now on to the lure drag and the casework. Now with the lure drag, there is a small piece in here that is worth cleaning. So I'll show you how to remove that. And then of course you're going to have more bearings and stuff on the inside here. Alright guys, so here it is all apart, and unfortunately it was a lot dirtier than I originally expected, as it was not easy to take it apart. So here's the internal gears. I mean, you can see the gunk and stuff that has made its way around the gears and whatnot. So I need to keep them all in order. As you can see, you, people can definitely see what that does to your reel, the gunk and everything that you have in there. So the reel's apart. Now time for cleaning. Now to start the cleaning, all I do roughly is I take a Q-tip and get some of that rubbing alcohol in it and start removing a lot of that excess oil and dirt and muck that you have on the actual gears and stuff. And you can see how nasty that is. So I'll sit here and I'll do this to each part, breaking down the reel itself, each ball bearing and whatnot. I'll go through. These are a little trickier. Be very careful. There is a little spring in here that's actually holding that ball bearing in. This is where I will actually take the tweezers in order to pop that spring out and access the ball bearing before that is, see that little spring there? And then the ball bearing itself, sometimes it'll pop out like it just did. And then there's a little break in there that you can clean off as well, if you can see that in the light. And then I'll do the same thing. Sometimes with the ball bearings, I'll actually just let them soak in the alcohol, and then with a little air gun or a can of air, I'll spray it off to dry it off quickly. So, but other than that, it's just a lot of cleaning. So stay tuned. We'll get to the next spot. So here we are with the spool. Obviously, we're gonna clean this ball bearing out. That as part of your casting and stuff, you can just see here it's going to come off. Now again, guys, if you're not really inclined to do this, there are guys that will that do charge for cleaning your reels and whatnot. I myself don't mind the work. I actually enjoy taking stuff apart, putting it back together. But again, if you're not inclined to do so, you don't feel like chancing it, don't feel that you have to, you can find them online. I actually know a great guy that does reel cleaning. If you need one, just contact me in the comments below, and I'll get you somebody that'll clean your reels up for you. So it looks like a lot of what my problem was, guys, is you see these little washers here. They were actually caked onto the pieces because of how much dirt and gunk was on them. So I'm going to take a toothbrush and actually scrub these clean in order to put it back together. But I think a lot of what I was running into was all within the gears here and why it was sticking and not running as smooth. And then there's some line of ball bearings in here, as you can see, that will see if I can get those on camera. It's a little tough, but we'll just run those through as well, get those nice and clean. For the bearing on the lure drag, same thing. It's got that little spring inside there that you'll have to pull out in order to access that bearing. And then you now can push that bearing through. There you go. Again, keep your order. It's very important in order to make sure you get everything back the way it was. Alright guys, so everything's been scrubbed and cleaned. Now I'm just going to let things dry out a little bit. I'll get a can of air, blow some off some of the bearings. We'll reassemble it and be all done. Alright guys, everything has been cleaned. Looks pretty good. Everything is set. Now all we're going to do is put everything together, and then we're going to apply our oil. Now when I apply oil, I just do a drop. I'll do a drop on each one of the bearings, and I'll do a drop on the gears. Besides that, I don't add any more, and I don't do a whole dousing of it. It's literally just a drop. So let's get this thing back together and get some line put on it. Alright, we're about halfway done. Remembering, stay within your pattern, putting everything back on the way you had taken it off originally, and you should be all set. So put the housing back on. We got the ball bearing back in there. Now for the reel assembly. We should be good to go. Alright, all put back together. Much smoother on the retrieve. As you can see, it'll sit there and it'll keep spinning. A lot better than what it was. Now, just for the finishing touches. Again, hopefully this helps you guys out. And if not, again, contact me in the comments below and I can set you up with a local provider here in my area. Otherwise, you know, can't go wrong with a Google search.
Alright guys, well hopefully this video helps you out. In the meantime, I know you want to. Go ahead, right now. Just below here, hit that subscribe button. You know you want to see more of these videos. If there's anything that I'm not covering you want me to cover, notate in the comments below. I'm open. We can talk about anything. Inside fishing and hunting, of course. So, again, follow me, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Till next time, see you guys on the water. Here, Fishy.